Hi again. Okay, so here we are in the assignments and schedules menu item. And if you scroll down, well, first, we're in Module B. So on Friday, you'll have to post your two dialogue responses to the Module B dialogue forum. And you'll also have to submit your applied learning partner research assignment. So I wanted to offer a little bit of an orientation to what that means. And I think the best way to do that is to actually go into the course projects and papers folder. And I'm actually going to go down past this applied learning partner research assignment and down to um, the final report. So you know this from the syllabus quiz. You all had to kind of do a little bit of rooting around in here and find this, that there's a few different components to this final report that you're building towards at the end of the 6-week course. So when you write that report, you need to include some background about your project, and really the bulk of your project is that you're writing a lesson plan based on some of the work that we'll be doing in this course. And then you'll include an annotated bibliography and provide some supporting materials that will back up your lesson plan. Um, so for this first assignment, because the the main thing about this project for me is that it needs to be relevant for you. It actually ties into our fostering learning component of the module. I think this will be most valuable for you if this is something that applies to your life, to your community, to places you care about. So the idea of this applied learning project is that you can transfer the thinking in this course that sometimes can be a little bit theoretical and really apply it to something in your community. So the first step of that is thinking about where am I going to apply this and how. So that means you have to find someone who wants you to do this with them. For many of you, you're already working in different contexts that would welcome this and that are really structured already, like summer camps or school systems, where it would be really easy to apply something that you create in this course, to create a lesson plan and then build it, customize it for a community partner, an organization, or an institution of some sort. And for others, this might be a bit more of a stretch. So for those of you who are not working or not already embedded in a community that provides this kind of context for your work, I think it might be really good for us to chat. So feel free to reach out early this week to set up a time to talk. Um, it would be great for you to think about some places in your community that you would like to work with. And if you can't come up with any, I'm sure that I could help you find one. But I think you'll probably be happier if you find one yourself than if I prescribe one for you, though I know of a couple organizations that I've been speaking with over the year that might be interested. So um, that's the first piece. So the assignment itself, you're going to start by saying, okay, who am I going to work with? Where is this? Where am I going to apply the learning from this course? How am I going to build a lesson plan, and who is it in service to? Because this course is so short, I wanted to build in some assignments that would help you move towards that. So this first piece is you're going to identify that person, that organization, that place, and find someone who can really support you as you're doing it. So if you're working at a summer camp, who's the summer camp director? If you're working within a school, maybe you want to check in with an administrator or a classroom teacher who can support the work. And for other organizations, just look for the education director, or who's someone who might be able to give you A, permission, and B, some guidance in how you can create something that is mutually beneficial. So not just something that meets your interests, but something that's in service to the organization as well. And that's going to be really important. So again, I'll just say reciprocity and mutual benefit when we're working with community partners is really integral. So it's not just about this thing, like I know, yeah, maybe like I'm really passionate about air quality, and so, or renewable energy or water quality. Those are some of the things I think have already come up in our class. You don't want to just build an assignment or build a lesson that's based on something that's only about your interests. You want to find out, what are the people in my community interested in, and what do they want, and how can we make it mutually beneficial. So maybe it's about mine and theirs. So that's number one. Identify your community partner. Find a point person. and start that conversation about how to make it mutually beneficial. So that's kind of this first one. Excuse me. Begin to envision the project scope. Um, then, if there's a physical space that you're looking at, it might be the place where you're living or staying or working, but identify the field site. If there's some really key natural history features or some key environmental qualities, characteristics that will shape the kind of lesson that you're delivering, start to just identify those. This is really just like basic, like, what are those things? Um, and then you can examine, and maybe there aren't any. If it's not an environmental organization or an education or an organization, there may not be inherent pedagogical approaches. But thinking about how does this organization or this person or this partner already teach others about their work? What are the styles of teaching that they already utilize? So that's the third step. And then the last is just making sure you have an individual who's going to say, yes, you can do this in this space, and yes, I'll support you with it. So that's kind of the basic overview. And then I'll just also mention that this assignment is meant to really build towards your final report. So there will be hopefully components of what you're writing in this first research that can be part of your bibliography. They can be part of, in service to your writing of your lesson plan. And they may actually feed things like your statement of need, or yeah, so things like that, your target audience and learning environment. So this isn't meant to just be busy work, of course. I think it's really important that this is relevant to you and your work, and your life and your passions and your interests and the place that matters to you and the place where you are. So give all of that some thought, and please, please, please contact me if you have questions. I'm happy to chat. So, but do so early, because you want to give yourself time to write this three-page research assignment. Um, cool. Hope that's a clear overview for you. And please, again, like, reach out. I'm happy to talk.